Hey everyone, it's the Art of Conquest Guy here, and I'm going to be showing you the best way to get rare resources in Art of Conquest. So a lot of people just do the caravan escorts in their own territory, which is fine for getting rare resources. You can do it whenever you have the dailies available, but if your faction doesn't have a lot of territory, then you probably won't have a lot of escort dailies to do. So I think the best way to do it is actually to pillage enemy cities. So there's a bit of risk involved with this, obviously, so you have to go into enemy territory, which I am right now. As you can see, I'm part of the teal faction, and I'm way down here in the yellow faction at Dunkirk, and I'm going to pillage a city. So I'm going to click on the city, the overall city anyways, and find a city within it to pillage. So this one in the middle I already attacked, so I got rid of the garrison. And as you can see, the plunder here, there's quite a bit of resources, 29k gold, which is pretty good, and then quite a few rare resources as well. So you can kind of look around. You might be able to find more than this. This is a pretty average pillage, I would say. So if you want to even go further, you can find even more rich cities. However, they're probably going to have a pretty large garrison, and you have to get through that basically to pillage it. So it's not going to be super easy. And I usually don't attack anything over 30, but as you can see, he already is at 0. So I can attack this freely and have no risk of losing troops. And I already have a formation saved here. And so all I'm going to be doing is using energy. Other than that, there's no risk involved. However, before I start this fight, I am eligible to be attacked. So if anyone attacked me, I'd have to either fight or flee. And keep in mind, if you choose to fight, you have a chance of permanently losing troops. And if they're fighting in their own territory, they will just get injuries. So there's a lot more risk involved for you. So just keep that in mind when you're taking on a fight when you're not in your territory. So I usually just flee, or I'll just throw bronze units to kind of attack them. But usually I just flee when I'm pillaging because it's just not worth it. Because the worst or the best thing that's going to happen is you're going to have a few hours of injury time, and that's going to be annoying. But anyways, we're pillaging the city now. So as you can see, the resources are piling up. And as I said, this isn't the best pillage, but just for the sake of the video, I thought I'd show you a pretty easy one and just give you an idea of how many resources you can actually get. So I'm going to fast forward this now, and I'll talk to you after the fight. Okay, so the fight's just finishing up now, 5 seconds left. As you can see, I didn't use any mana abilities. I just used the Avalon's arrow volley, so that doesn't take any mana, and it just does a little bit extra damage. I think it's not really worth it to use up your mana on the wall. It'll increase your resources gained a little bit, but I don't think it's worth it. So that's it. I did 1700 damage, which is pretty good. And I got 21 honor, 2400 gold, and quite a few rare resources and a bit of elixir as well. So not a bad pillage for pretty much 0 risk. Other than being attacked in their territory. But I'm pretty much just using up energy. And I think it's a great way of getting just resources in general. You can kind of find, as I said, richer cities than this one, but this one's easy. So if you want to start with something like this, I would keep it under 10 garrison just to see how you feel. And then when you're taking out those garrison, you're going to get bombarded by arrows. So make sure you use your mana shield, just kind of decrease the damage a bit. But anyways, you can pretty much do this as much as you want. Of course, the more you pillage the city, the less resources you're going to get. So it's just up to you to decide what's worth it for the energy that you're spending. I probably won't attack this guy anymore just because he's already kind of getting low, but it's still a pretty good pillage. 2,500 gold and all of that. As far as races go, I hear that Dwarf is the best for pillaging because you have that extra siege bonus damage. And then Archers for human is really good for pillaging as well. Keep in mind, though, that siege weapons don't actually plunder any resources. They'll do a lot of wall damage, but won't take any resources. So if you're just going for straight resources, don't use siege weapons like catapults. But anyways, that's it for this video. Hopefully you found this helpful. I know it's a pretty, easy thing to understand, but maybe a lot of people out there aren't aware of it. Hopefully I helped them. So see you in the next video. Peace.